¿Qué tal, humanidad? Bienvenidos a Monterrey Rock Entrevistas y hoy estamos con una banda rompemadres de Los Ángeles, California. Ellos son de Hollywood, Undead y estoy con Jay Dog, líder de la banda y miembro fundador. Jay, how you doing?
Good. Muy bien, my friend. It's
Great.
the only thing I it's the only thing I know how to say in Spanish, pretty much.
It's pretty cool. So, last week you released your eighth album, Hotel California, and already you have thousands of views and comments. How are you feeling with this success?
It's very nerve-wracking, and meaning it makes you nervous to release an album because you never know how the fans are going to react to it. So as far as I see, it's like 100%, success rate on reactions from fans because some of your hardcore fans are going to say, oh, I like your previous album more, I like your first album more. So far on this record, everybody's like, I love this album through and through, like you guys really killed it on this one. So that's it's kind of like a sigh of relief. I'm relieved that people are liking it because it makes me nervous every time.
Yeah, the comments are great. So I think we can assure that this is a huge success. So you have always been a versatile band. What can people expect from this new album?
um we really went outside the box a little bit. Some of us are singing more than we used to. Like some songs are heavier than before and some songs are more melodic than before, so we're kind of like, we're just a better version of ourselves. It's like as time goes on, we're getting better at songwriting and playing instruments. So I feel like if anyone likes Hollywood and Dead, they're gonna like this album more. And if you don't like us, give this album a chance because you might actually start liking this.
Great. So I heard that you guys are actually on the road with Papa Roach and other cool bands. How's the tour
Yeah.
going?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, every night is like, I think on average, like 5,000 people shows, really big shows. It's awesome. We're playing like arenas every night, outdoor shows. It's been fantastic. It's been really hot, but it's been fun. After COVID, it was like, I didn't know how people were going to react to concerts, but it's been great so far.
Actually, you were telling me before we started rolling the camera that you are on your booth, on your cabin in the bus. Is that correct?
Yeah, so this is where I sleep. So look, when I open it, that's another bed right there. But it's my bunk. It looks like a porno set where I film movies.
It's great. Looks great.
Yeah.
So three videos for this album are already out, and last week also you released the lyric video for Hourglass. So don't forget to check them out. So
Yes.
you guys have always this eerie post-apocalyptic aesthetic that goes along great with your themes and lyrics. Is it a statement? What does it represent?
It's like we weren't trying to be political with it. Some people are taking it as a political statement, but the way the country is going in America, the way California is going, it's like things are fucking crazy right now. Forgive my language, but things are just out of control and they're nuts. And it's like, it's kind of just a reflection on what's actually happening in the world. And it's like kind of unfiltered and unedited. Managers and lawyers and whoever, they're like, hey, you shouldn't post photos like that. You shouldn't address the situation. And I'm just like, man, if you're censoring art, that's like a dangerous thing to do. I don't think you should censor art, period, whether it's good or bad. So we just went for it. And, we got a lot of backlash on the cover. People are like, that's crazy you're doing that. I'm just like, hey man, I'm just posting what I'm seeing. I'm not allowed to talk about what I see, then I don't know what I am.
Yeah, that's totally correct, man. So it is pretty cool that all this aesthetic also on the video, the lyric video for Hourglass was pretty cool too. So
Yeah.
it's not common to see a band where all members do vocal parts. How is the
Yeah.
creative process writing songs and lyrics, especially?
We used to fight a lot. Like in the studio, we used to drink a lot. We get drunk and literally fight each other and get in fist fights in the studio. And we used to have really big egos. As we got older, we kind of dropped our egos, so we don't fight as much. It's like, I used to write a song and be like, hey, this is how it goes. And if you don't like it, get out of the room. Now someone's like, hey, I don't like that. Can we try this? And now I'll be like, oh, okay. And it works the other way. You know, the other guys write a song and they're open to my suggestions. It's like we came together more. We're closer as friends now than we've ever been. So the writing process is actually easier than ever because we just get along more than we ever have before.
Great, great. It totally shows, because I think, well, this is my favorite record so far. It's pretty cool.
See, that's what I want to hear, and I love hearing that. I appreciate that.
Okay, even when you incorporate your music in your music, all these different styles, you have succeeded at making your own sound. How do you accomplish that?
That's a hard thing to like put like a label on, because people say, oh, like you're new metal, you're this, you're that. Like one song is new metal, but the next song isn't. So it's kind of hard. Like our style of sound, it's very easy to make it like corny and stupid. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's easy. Like people will write songs and be like, oh, this sounds like Hollywood Undead. And then I hear it, I'm like, that sounds nothing like this. But just because there's like metal guitar and hip hop drums doesn't mean it's Hollywood Undead, because we're not really like that, you know? So we have developed a sound over the years, and it kind of just came naturally. Like I listen to a lot of metal. Some of the guys listen to a lot of country. Some of the guys listen to a lot of pop music. So that's why we sound so all over the place, because all of us listen to so many genres of music, and we just kind of melted together.
Great, because I think it's pretty hard thing to do, but as you say, it came out naturally. So
yeah, you just have to be open. You know what I mean? Like you have to you wouldn't eat one kind of food. Some people will say, I only listen to metal. I'm like, that's like me saying I only eat chips. You know what I mean? It's like, why would you close your ears to other music? There's tons of great music out there in the world.
yeah.
Who cares who wrote it? If it's good, it's good.
Yeah, that's correct. So in LA, back to LA, in LA, there's a huge Mexican community. Are you familiar with the Mexican culture?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of South American and Central American cultures. Like I didn't grow up with white people. Like the only white people I know are in my band. But when we played Mexico City, all my friends I grew up with, they all flew down and hung out with us. But they're from, El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, Mexico. Like all my friends are from all over down there. Most are from El Salvador. It's a big El Salvadoran community in LA as well. But yeah, I grew up in Mexican neighborhoods. Like I still live in a Mexican neighborhood.
Great, great. You also, yes, as you mentioned, you were in Hell and Heaven in Mexico City. It was in 2008, 18, if I remember correct. And it was pretty cool. It was a great show.
I feel more comfortable in Mexico City than I do in Louisiana, because like it's like LA to me. I'm like, oh, this is just like home. When I go to like say Louisiana, I'm like, okay, this is like very, very different for me. I'm not used to stuff like that,
Great. It's great. Yeah. So, okay. Let me tell you, speaking about Latin America and the relation with your music, that the big cities in Mexico and all over Latin America, it's like can relate to your content. I think it fits perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, we all grew up, like I said, in Mexican culture, all of us, it's like all of our friends, that's literally how we grew up. It's like one of my best friends is from Tijuana. And,
right.
I talk to her almost every day. It's like, Mexican culture is like my sense of humor. You know what I mean? So it's like, they have like the best sense of humor, and it's just like I love their work ethic. It's like I get along with Mexican people probably better than anybody.
Awesome. And we love your band here. So thank you so much for being here with us. Any last words for your fans in Mexico and in Monterrey?
I really, really hope I get to see more Mexico and play shows. It's like I've only played one show in Mexico City, and we ask all the time when we're going down there. We just never get an answer. We're dying to go down there.
We surely hope to see you soon here in Monterrey. So thank you so much for being here with us. This was J-Dog from Hollywood Undead. Y amigos, ya saben, no se pierdan Hotel California, que ya está disponible en todas las plataformas. Esto fue Monterrey Rock, entrevistas. Stay heavy, dudes.